University by Increasing Access project. All of us are from the National Law School in Bangalore, and generally this project, what we notice is that most of the people who come into the National Law Schools in Bangalore are either upper middle class or rich, and we in fact conducted a survey for the first year this time, and there are only 3 people who have an annual income of less than 3 lakhs in the universe, in the entire first year batch that came in through the CLAT this year. So essentially this project aims to help people to get in, because of the various access barriers that are there to get into an institute like ours. We are trying to break down these access barriers so everyone has a chance to get in. Now one of the main access barriers is the common law admission test, which is a common test, like you have the CAT for the IIMs, or you have the JEE, CET for engineering colleges. Similarly you have the common law admission test, and this is for 10 universities across India, right, as in Calcutta, Bhopal, various places. And once you're able to clear this test, it's like CET counselling. You're allotted seats according to whichever one your preference you've chosen. There's counselling, and then you get into one of these. Around 20 to 25,000 people write this exam every year, and around 300, 400 get into some law school, right? So it's a very competitive exam. And for this again, there's coaching, and then there's, you know, like I'm sure some of you go to base.
People study for 1 or 2 years just to give this exam, right? It's a 2-hour exam, but it determines which college you're going to.
I think anyone who's studying, who's going to base, or who's studying for JEE, I'm sure somebody is. Yeah, you understand what I'm talking about, right? It's a very competitive exam. It's on that level, right? It's on the same level as a JEE exam. So therefore, there is an access barrier, and that you have to go for the coaching, you have to find someone. And then after that, once you join, the fees for my first year, the first year batch is joining now, is 1.7 lakhs a year.
That's so 1,70,000.
1,70,000. We are offering you, as I continue and tell you, is
it the costliest program now in the country? Or
no, that's the IIM.
Almost close. You are not so behind.
We're not very, because that's only 2 years, but we're a 5-year course.
So still
together comes
net it costs much more to become a lawyer than a management.
And you know how to get in there. Then I just go on very briefly. And law as a profession itself, you know, what does a lawyer do? You know, your various options after you become a lawyer. You can go to court. I'm sure all of you have. I don't know if you guys watch TV, but if you do, there's this TV show called Mukta in Kannada. I don't know if any of you have seen it. Also, there are a lot of other shows where you see people go into court, right? Now, this is litigation. This is one of the options you have up there, in which you can go and, you know, represent people's cases in court, fight for people, and get that sort of an idea.
Argue before a judge.
Right. The other option is you can work for a law firm. Now, this gives you a staggering amount of money. I'll just tell you that at the outset, because my graduating batch, I'm in my final year, and my seniors who just graduated, the average salary has been 1 lakh a month, right? That's the lowest person who's got the lowest amount has been 9 lakhs for the entire year.
And people get up to 2 or 3 lakhs per year right in the beginning.
2 or 3 lakhs per month, per month, right in the beginning.
Later you'll get much more, crores and crores, but for now it's 2-3 lakhs per month.
You start off, as in the starting salaries are itself quite staggering, and after 5 years, and if you're in the top 3 law schools, your placement is guaranteed. You're bound to get a job at the end of 5 years, and you're bound to get a job that pays you in the range of 1 lakh a month. Right? And beyond this, you can work in the legal division of a company, right? You have like Infosys has a legal division, or any company that you go to, they have a legal division because they have their own drafting and contracts to enter into. So for that, it's a similar job to a law firm. Again, the money is excellent, and again, you start at the range of some 8 lakhs or 9 lakhs, and then you go up from there.
Even banks and everyone have lawyers working for them. So.
Right? And then the other option, of course, may not sound as appealing now. But you can work for a civil society organization to give back to the people, you know, to work with these people. And the skills you learn in law school will teach you how to do this properly. You know, like it's like IIMs recently had a scheme where, you know, if you work for an NGO after IIM, if you work for 3 years, they refund your entire fees that you pay to the IIM. Because the skills that you learn in IIM is similar, as in that teaches you management skills, this teaches you legal skills. Similarly, the skills that you are taught will allow you to run that NGO in a very unique way, as opposed to a general person who's on a BCom or a BA and is running the NGO. And apart from that, you can always decide to go in for higher studies, and then you can come back and teach about the law.
Write books or write opinions on legal matters.
But you're not only limited to the law, because this year my graduating batch, one girl has gone to I.m4v. 2 of my seniors have joined the civil services. So you're not limited to the law once you're done, and law school doesn't mean, okay, I've done 5 years of law, I have to stick to the law. People don't do that all the time. I even have a senior who's doing journalism right now. He's an editor in the Economic Times. Right?
We have we have people from our college who do artist management, like they do management for bands and for artists, like they do contracts for these movie stars and these, you know, stuff like that.
Okay, now I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions here. Do you guys know who this is? Yeah, okay. Mahatma Gandhi was a lawyer. Like he did. So I'm just going to go over a few others. Tell me if you know them. Yeah. All these people are lawyers, you know, all of them have done law. And I don't know if you know her. Okay, this is Malvika Avinash. She has a show on TV called Baduku Jataka. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. But she studied law from National Law School, Bangalore. That's where we come from. And she also studied law. I'm just saying that, you know, there are a lot of people, most of the famous national leaders you see, most of them will have a law degree. Because when you do law, it gives you a certain sense of the rights of the people. You tend to fight for them and you tend to become a national leader based on your understanding of what rights people actually have. You know, the Constitution of India gives you certain fundamental rights. I'm sure you've covered all this in your civics. So, those basic rights and how to enforce them, how to go about them, this is what you learn. This is the basic thing you learn when you do a law course. And that is why most of the national leaders, when you see, are most of the time lawyers. Spokespersons. Now, how to become a lawyer? There are 3 ways. One, in a national law school, which is what we are here for, the common law admission test. You get in, it's a 5-year course after your second PU. And after that, you have an integrated BA LLB course. You also have this 5-year course in other universities, like University Law College has it, a couple of other places have it. Christ University has it, a lot of other places have it. And this is again a 5-year course. It's a traditional law school. I think they just go on your second PUC marks. They don't have any admission tests or anything. They don't have a very strong screening process. Almost everyone gets in. And the next option is you have a 3-year LLB after completion of a bachelor's degree in some subject.
So
Supposing, yeah.
You can do your BCom or your BA or your BSc and then go and do law after completing your first undergraduation course.
Yeah, so this again, these two are not what we're going to be talking about. These are options that you have, but we'll be talking only about the first option. There is no 3-year course in any of the national law schools. You have only a 5-year course and you have to join it after your second PU. And in the Bangalore Law School, you only have a BA LLB. But in Kolkata, you have a BSc LLB, and I think in Bhopal, you have a BBA LLB. So you have various options. You have a BCom LLB as well, I think somewhere. Is there a BCom LLB?
Yeah, it's in Symbiosis.
Symbiosis is in Commander Clag. Yeah, but some places do give you school as he said was started very recently, you know, 1988 was the first one. But in its short existence, you know, most of the law firms today, the partners are all national law school graduates, right? And the couple of people are in the Supreme Court as well. Recently, one of our seniors from the first batch of national law school is part of the group that is going to interrogate Headley in the US, right? So there is a certain the people who have come out of national law school have already made a name for themselves in the short period of time that they have been there. In 15 years, most of them have made a name for themselves. They've carved a niche for the national law schools, and which is why the name of the national law school is quite famous even today. Now, why should you study in one of these 5-year courses? Last few, the Patiala and the Patna ones are not very favorable, as in they're not the best of the lot.
But still you would have about 500 graduates coming out every year.
Yeah, but
there are 7 colleges which directly take the scores and give you the ranks, and there are certain colleges like
Patna
and all which accept the scores.
It's like writing the SAT, the SAT exam, and then they look at the score along with other criteria, right? But in the first 7 law schools, that's the one we're talking about. In these 7 law schools, you have only the scores, only how you rank in that exam. That's the only criteria.
And even amongst these, for example, Bhopal has a quota set for Madhya Pradesh domicile, and Gandhinagar has a set for Gujarat domicile. So it's not like it's a direct entry even if you get the rank. You can be from some other state and lose out to someone who's from Gandhinagar or who's from...
But that's not the case in Bangalore?
No.
It's because one, you have intensive coaching.
In your analysis of the set of people who are coming into national law school also have a income.
Yes, I think once you join national law school, you're not segregated at all.
At all.
In fact, you don't even know who's got
in terms of income levels.
It doesn't
one of the
you get
very
the
good
same.
examples is one of our seniors, Vikas NM, who got in through quota, was the top of his batch, got a job with a London firm, also got this very prestigious scholarship called the Erasmus Scholarship, which is basically your, and he came
No,
first
my
there
question
as well.
was more from when you said it's the people who are entering belong to the upper middle class and middle class.
Right.
When that data analysis was done,
Right.
did it include the quota segment also?
Yes.
Even people coming from the quota segment
Yes.
also are.
Which is
Which is the
why
problem.
when I said there were only like 7 or 8 people below 3 lakhs.
That included this is
It
what you
includes
said.
everything. Yeah. Now, why you should study in a national law school is one, because the coaching is excellent. You know, other law schools you just go in, you give the money, you come out after 3 years or 4 years, 5 years, whenever, and you just get your degree and you come out. You learn nothing out of it, and the degree also has very little value. So what they give you here is they ensure you study the law. You ensure you learn how to go through the law, how to read the law, and that is one of the major advantages you have in studying in one of these 7 national law schools. Beyond this, you have not just classroom teaching. In other places, at most you have this classroom teaching, but here you have a curriculum which includes projects, presentations. We have to give each trimester, every 3 months, we have to give 4 vivas and 4 projects. So any fear that we have of speaking just disappears by our second year end, right? You know, because we just we have to defend our writing, we have to defend whatever research we've done, we have to keep doing it over and over again. So you always learn a lot more this way when you engage with the teacher than if you just taught by the teacher in one way. Now,
And even in class, you're always engaging with the teacher. You're always interacting with the teacher. It's not one-way teaching.
it's not a lecture, as in, you know, we have lecturers and in the normal law school, then they don't really answer your questions, and they don't look into anything else. Now, of course, the infrastructure is excellent. We have 23 acres and we have just 400 people in those 23 acres. So there's a lot of places, it's very well spread out. And this is our library. The photo, I don't think it's come properly, but this is a photo of our library during sunset. And it's a our library in the Bangalore Law School is the best library in Asia, the best law library in Asia. Right?
It has about 30,000 books.
And of course, it has sports facilities. It has excellent classrooms. They recently renovated my classroom, which is the year I was in, to have a soundproof wall and wooden paneling and various other things. So the classrooms are excellent. They're maintained very well. Apart from this, the campus itself, they're quite big. As in, ours is one of the smaller campuses. There's one smaller than us, which is in Calcutta, which is only some 5 or 6 acres. But all the others are bigger. The one in Hyderabad is, I think, 100 and something.
Yeah.
150 acres.
Like a
So,
city.
yeah, so you have a huge campus, you have a very vibrant campus life in these national law schools.
And it's not just studying, you can sing there, you can dance, there are lots of competitions, there are cultural festivals, you can debate, there are lots of
So,
activities.
This is, again, the graduating batch 2 years ago from the National Law School, Bangalore. And again, so then the convocation happens, it happens at the City College, the auditorium, and as I said earlier, there's a 100% placement record. We've never had a student who's not been placed from the Bangalore Law School. But the Bangalore Law School is also the most sought after, so you'll have to be in the top 50 ranks to get into the Bangalore Law School. But you're guaranteed a job if you get it here. And then, of course, there are some alumni, she said, they get scholarships and go abroad. This is Harvard, by the way. So, yeah. So they go abroad. A lot of my seniors this year, 4 of them have gone to Harvard on scholarship. Like, they're not paying anything to go to Harvard. And this is, like, if you're in the top of your class through the 5 years, at the end of it, you have a window, you have a door of opportunities anywhere you want to go. Any job you want. London firms recruit directly from campus. They come down to campus and recruit you to London jobs. And you have universities, foreign universities where you apply and you get in, there's no issue at all, and then you get a scholarship. If you're in the top of your class, you're pretty much guaranteed certain things from the national law schools.